If you are in the market to buy a house, Mark Height was just talking about the real estate market in town and how it is continuing to improve a bit as more and more houses get on the market. He encourages you to use a local realtor. Also use a local mortgage broker in the name of Bruce Dodd at ChattMortgage, who joins us this morning. Great to see you, my friend.
Oh, it's always good to be with you. How are you today?
I am fine, thank you. And I'm glad to hear that you are fine today. I'll kick things off with you because you wanted to give a shout out to Erlanger Hospital. You had quite a scare a few days ago.
Yeah, so last week, I had a normal day and then it wasn't. I ended up with pneumonia last week. It happened really, really fast. And my doctor sent me to Erlanger East via an ambulance because, well, he thought it was pneumonia, wasn't sure that maybe it wasn't heart related. And so paramedics were awesome. But, you hear so many people complain about medical care these days. And the folks at Erlanger East were amazing. They were super busy. You could tell they just had way more than they could do. But super, super, super caring. And, I'm not the best sick person. I'm kind of whiny and I'm kind of high maintenance. And they made me just feel like I was the only patient they had, even though they had a whole room of people. And I'm just always amazed, absolutely always amazed at the grace of nurses. Nurses always see people at their absolute worst, and they have to take care of those people. And I was just amazed at how they could be running around so crazy and end up giving me that kind of personalized care. So
awesome.
I just couldn't be happier. So I really appreciate the great care they took of me, and I would just say wonderful things about Erlanger.
Well, I know you wanted a chance to say something, so I was really going to let you just say it and then move on talking about houses. But I think I'm going to dovetail it into talking about houses because what I said was right. Talk about using somebody local. You are completely embedded in the community, which means that when people are coming in working with you, that same graciousness that you were shown at Erlanger is what you're wanting to show to your clients.
Absolutely. So, it's when we're working with a client, it's not one size fits all. Everybody's got a different situation. For some people, a mortgage is a super easy process. They've done it a bazillion times. But even with those folks, sometimes maybe it's an opportunity to look at a couple different approaches. And so we absolutely try to take the care, get to know our clients, try to find out what's important for them. Getting a mortgage, it's sometimes it's kind of a pain. We try to make it as painless as possible. And so, yeah, I think it is important to work with local folks. Yeah, the other thing, too, and I'll just say one more thing, Julie, is that if you're buying a house under, say, $350,000, it's still super competitive. I had a client of mine sold their house last week, $250,000, had 23 offers. And it's important to make sure your offer stands out from the pack, and we try to help clients make sure that happens.
Okay, let's talk about how you do that. That's very important.
Well, I started the company here in 2009. Since that time, we've never written a letter for a client that we couldn't honor for anything associated with the client. Yeah, there's been issues with property, but we don't get to see the property first. But what we do is once we have a client ready to go, we issue what's called our seller's guarantee. So if for some reason we have to turn the loan down for anything related to the client, we pay the seller $5,000. We've never paid anybody. We don't ever intend to pay anybody because we cheat. We've already got the client approved. But it's a way for that seller to see that your offer is different.
You mentioned that it's still pretty competitive if you're in that certain bracket. What about interest rates right now, Bruce? Is that affecting people's involvement in the market?
Interest rates are sort of the elephant in the room with any real estate transaction right now because interest rates have more than doubled since March. And so for somebody that's buying their first house, I would say that it's still a great time to do that because right now average people can buy houses. Yeah, you see the deal that's got 23 offers. That's not every one. You're seeing normal people be able to buy houses right now. They're not having to pay a bunch over list price. Things are selling for very close to what they're asking. We're seeing some sellers making some concessions. And so right now is the time, if you're renting, it's an opportunity to get out of that and get creating some wealth for yourself, have your money go to something that's benefiting you. But we're seeing a lot more regular people getting under contract right now.
You were talking about your time in the hospital. I've got a couple of minutes left. You're pretty vulnerable when you're not feeling good. You're kind of showing a vulnerable side of yourself too when you come in to get that mortgage, because everything is laid out. All your finances are there for you to see. So if there's a problem that someone needs to overcome, you kind of guide them through what to do to get approved?
Well, absolutely. For a lot of people, buying a house is a process. Maybe there's some things we need to address. Maybe we need to save a little bit of money. Maybe we need to address something on credit. But it's no big deal. And the thing for us is, it's okay with me if we're not doing a transaction today. I've been sitting in the same chair for, I guess, going on 14 years now. I have an expensive family, so I can't go anywhere. So I'll be sitting here for another 14 years. So whether we can help you today or we're putting together a plan to help you on down the road, we just want to be a service, because we find if we be a service, business takes care of itself.
30-year mortgage still the most popular?
Yeah, although I'm seeing some folks buying houses. I've got a number of people right now buying homes with 15-year loans. So I think it's a great idea. With the 15-year mortgage, you're paying a lot more principal and a lot less interest from the very beginning. And then if you can do that, so we'll see a lot of folks making that happen right now. So it's just one of those things. We just need to see what's the best option for you. What are your resources? What are your goals? And let's come up with a plan to get you in a house.
All right, well, I'm glad you're feeling better, and good for the shout out. And here's your shout out. If you want to get in touch with Bruce, you'll find him at ChattMortgage.com. That's the website. Phone number 591-9801. And the chair he's sitting in is over at 6650 East Brainerd Road. Thanks so much, Bruce.
Take care. See ya.